Top right is our Team Liquid player once again. He lost the last map, is now down a game. This is
Liquid Hero.
Psyching himself up in there. His opponent for the Kespa team, Ungen Sars, quite famous and well known. His ID is
Ungen Stars, Sulky.
playing really well on the last map, on Daybreak, and making sure that every single time he sees an opening, he takes it. Maybe a little bit too cautious at times.
Yeah, you know, Sulky looking just like he wants to just catch every mistake that Hero makes rather than to be the aggressor. Not a lot of pressure in that last game.
It's a little bit, we talked about this in the past, the situation that is described with Lenok and Lucky. Lucky is a very defensive player. He really loves to... what is really great about Lucky is in general just that he defends against everything. He always has Spine Crows and Spore Crows in his bases. He makes sure that he's safe against everything, and he's a very solid player. But one thing that Lenok mentioned about him is that Lucky has the tendency to just play a little bit too safe, that he doesn't take the openings that he sees, that if he has the chance to take down a player, he doesn't do it. And then he gives them a chance to come back into the game, to build up a huge army, and will lose the match. And this is basically something that in the last game could also be a little bit identified with Sulky. He won the game, but before that he allowed Hero to get back into the match. And this, with a better Vortex for example, could have ended differently.
Yeah. And this probe actually maybe ended Hero. Nice control by Hero, but it looks like Sulky's going to go for the surround, and I think he's going to kill it. Yep.
He really wants it.
He wants his natural. He does not want the third base. This can oftentimes be suspicious. It may indicate that Sulky really wants to do something off this 2 base that he feels comfortable with now. You know, when you take a third base and you go for aggression, the third base is actually closer to the Protoss space, so you can rally units out faster, but I don't know, if I were a Protoss here and I lose that probe, I definitely want to send another one out ASAP, and I think Hero's going to do the same here. Going to make that cannon first as the force finishes and sends that probe out right away.
Yeah. Cannon now being started at something that Sulky will identify very soon. The Overlord already taking position on the high ground, and the probe just hanging around at the Zalnaga watchtower, spotting one of the Zerglings, of course, will be chased away here. Well, let's see what Sulky's up to. He's taking his third base. Everything looking quite normal here. Yeah.
Despite, you know, how much he committed to getting the natural, everything else is crystal clear. Hero now double gassing back at home. Will we see Hero do something more aggressive against Sulky? Last game, he was not able to really make his Warp Prism play work out. The potential was there, it got him a lot of scouting information, but he committed a lot of resources into this fast robotics tech he was not able to use.
At the top right, for Hero, of course, now really important that he makes sure that he has another pylon in there. Because he builds the Cybernetics core in his main base, so his wall-off is not completed, and this is what killed Genius on Ohana. But it looks like he tries to get away with it. There's no additional pylon being placed in the wall, and Sulky not really trying to punish him for it.
Yeah, this is Sulky just kind of playing straight up so far. He will find this probe, the Observer, or rather Overlord sees it, and the Ling immediately responds. Well, very much slow death here. Probes, I don't think they would be good for eating.
That what?
I don't think they would be good for eating. I don't think so.
Yeah, they're pretty mean, so I actually think they probably taste a little bit bitter.
You know, if you bite onto something like that that's metallic, it can be quite painful for your teeth.
I can see how a drone barbecue can be quite tasty, but with SCVs and drones, nah, probably not. I mean,
Stargate is the choice, by the way, for Hero. But yeah, I would agree. If you take the drone rib, that meat it can be quite tender.
It's also with the SCV. I mean, it's basically like, I don't know. You have to just get rid of all the plating and everything before you can go to the meat. It's like a little bit fun.
You know, you've had chicken wings before, you've probably had turkey wings, but you never had drone wings. Have you had Ling wings? If I actually want to make a StarCraft chicken store, I would call it Ling wings. Wolf. He doesn't see the Stargate.
I didn't have food today. Oh, not yet.
Well,
change of topic right now.
I'm
getting hungry.
I ate Subway sandwich today.
Thank you very much. This is exactly what I wanted to hear now. Oh my god, I can't believe you just did that. Wow. Shame on you.
We can pick something up during the 5-minute break.
Could you please stop talking about food?
Okay.
Thank you.
Some food for thought here, though, is that we have the robotics coming up here.
Guys, if Wolf suddenly stops talking, I punched him out.
We have the robotics coming through, and this means he wants to follow things up with Colossi, which means he will heavily commit to the Phoenix play.
Yeah, at this point now we have the first Void Ray out, and of course he shows it immediately, takes down the Overlord here. And Solky is aware of what's happening, but the question is how heavily will he actually commit to his anti-air. This is exactly what Hero wants, but lately we've seen a lot of Zerg players said, well, no, I'm fine, I go for Infestors, I have extra Queens, I don't really need a Hydra Den right now. And that worked pretty well. Here are the additional gates for Hero to back things up. And always keep in mind, guys, he is down a map. If he loses here, he's out of the WCS career.
Yeah, this is a big, stressful moment for the Team Liquid player. With the Roach speed here, it's starting to indicate that Solky is just going to be content with the extra Queens and the Spores. Making 2 extra ones right now, which will put him up to 5 if he can keep those alive. And +1 is now done for Hero. Continuing the Phoenix production, no robotic support bay.
But there's the Infestation Pit.
Yes.
No Hydra Den so far.
And he's going to take out another Overlord here with this Void Ray.
Yeah, there's no Confuse energy available, so the Overlord goes down, the Void Ray is getting away before the shields are gone. The Stalker gets surrounded. The third base is not something that Hero can take here. He wanted to build a pylon over there, but the Zergling something that he did not really account for.
He's going to shut down some of this creep with his Void Ray, which I really like. Catches 1 active tumor. No other ones, he's doing only 1 at a time. Now he's actually going to go and do the same over here with that Observer. This is really going to hurt Solky's creep spread.
There's also no robotic spade transition. He's just getting additional Immortals now, so Hero's plan was to take a third base here, and he tries to pull it off.
He's trying to bait these Queens out as well for his Phoenixes that he hit, but they are spotted now. But even so, he can actually, if the Queens want to deny the Void Ray, he's going to be able to pick them up. There's nothing else. You know, when you skip Hydras, you are a little bit vulnerable here.
How cool was that, by the way? The Queen's trying to take down the Void Ray, the Observer gets in the way, is being detected by the Spore Crawler, takes hits, the Void Ray gets away, and then the Observer is out of range of the Spore Crawler.
Yeah. And this is actually going to be quite a bit of heavy damage here from Hero. Nice control, picking up as many Queens as possible to minimize the damage. Taking a few shots from the Spore as well. Great positioning here on his units, but no force fields. He's not paying attention. He's microing his Phoenixes right now.
Now he does. He's trying to take down the rest of those Queens, and he killed a fair amount of them already. The Queen count at this point is 2, and another one is going to die here. Oh, yes. Wow, he's actually killing every single one of them. He's using it multiple graviton beams because he's being shot, being hit by the Spore Crawler.
Yeah, nice control there. Takes out the Queen. The Queen count now it's 0. In fact, he's lost every single Queen, which means a lot of injects are being lost right now as well. He did restart 3 of them. And Hero held his third base, traded pretty well against the Lings. He's in a good position. Super fast hive for Solky.
In this game, Hero is showing Solky who's boss.
Yeah.
At least until now. I mean, this was a very cool opening here.
He
killing every single Queen. I mean, how many did he kill? 5?
Yeah,
I think
all 5. Every single one. Exactly 5. And he said go, man. He looked pissed when he was in the booth, and I think he is pissed. He's actually going to try to follow this up with a big attack, potentially, with all these gateways going down.
As I said, he needs to be angry here. And that's exactly what he apparently is. Hero now in the right mindset to take this game, but Solky is not out of this, of course.
He's not going to give it to him.
Yeah, the Infestors are ready, so now Fungals are an issue. Hero needs to be careful with the Phoenixes. Solky is still in a good position with his economy. Production is a problem, but he's getting those Queens back into the picture. And now we have also Hive Tech and Spire.
2 hit points on this Void Ray, takes out another tumor, further pushing the creep back. He's not able to push it past the bases at all. He has no active tumors on his third base. Trying to take that 4th, which will likely be scouted by Phoenixes depending on how much he wants to commit. Nice pickups here. Wow, getting several roaches for free.
Yeah, takes them apart, boom, another one dies just in the last second. Solky is still on a decent supply here, but resources lost is really in favor of Hero. 2,500 lost for Solky so far, and Hero is now going for Blink. It once again, the War Prism, but Solky has the transition into the Greater Spire. And it's now time for Hero to actually think about a 4th base. Solky is already taking his.
Yeah, and The Hero, just look at the supply. He's ahead in supply at the 14-minute mark. That's never something a Zerg player is going to be comfortable with. Now he's got +2 and Blink finishing up with the Warp Prism coming through. The chances of Soulkey holding this base, I don't want to pull a C3PO here, but I mean, I think the odds are probably like 1 in 50 he actually holds that base against this much aggression. He needs to get the Infestors in place. The Phoenixes are here to lift.
Soulkey isn't ready. He is not ready yet. He needs to wait for the Broodlords. He cannot fight now. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him cancel, but he's going to lose it.
Yeah, the Stalker goes up here to check to see where the army is, see how many spines are being made. And he actually wants to get up here and get vision to continue to fight these units. He's got to be careful of the bundles, though, and the spines are about to be done.
The Fleet Beacon is, of course, on his way, but Hero is getting really aggressive now with the Zealots that he just swapped in. He can try to storm here. And the Broodlords, they are being morphed, but they are not ready just yet. Hero decides though that this is taking too much of a risk and falls back.
Yeah, but I like the position where he's going in on the other side here. He's forcing the Infestors back to the other side. Just blinks one Stalker in at a time.
He needs to be so careful. Yeah,
he can't actually try to fight it, but he's just trying to scare Soulkey.
This is way too risky with all the spine crawlers on the top there.
Oh, I knew Hero was madman, but I didn't know he was crazy. He's actually going to try to do this. Oh, this is a mistake. I think the Broodlords are ready now.
And here come the Infestors. Most of the Zerglings are gone. Both of them on fairly even terms. Hero with 175 supply against 163, taking his 4th and the Mothership now. But here comes another bundle, a good bundle for Soulkey. Yes. Who's on 3 bases still. Hero just buying time.
Exactly. Soulkey needs a 4th immediately, and Hero did not allow that. The bungles for Soulkey were decent, but he was not able to kill a huge group of the units of Hero. So now Hero's in a pretty decent spot with this army that he's got still alive. And this Void Ray will finally fall. No more terrorizing of the Tumors.
Also the Queens immediately going for another Transfuse to make sure that this Broodlord is not going to be the first victim in the next fight. The Mothership is now halfway done, the expansion nearly completed. And both about to be maxed out.
Soulkey actually showing the same kind of resiliency this game that Hero showed last game. And not exactly in the same way.
Yeah, he wasn't that far behind.
But yeah, he's keeping his economy low, but still managing to be very cost efficient with his units.
These Zerglings run by for Soulkey were not really worth it in this game. This time, Hero is always ready. Also has a little bit of luck every single time that Soulkey tries to run around the map. He walks right into the Protoss army, loses most of them, escapes with a few. But Hero now on 4 bases, Mothership about to be ready, and of course now Storm being researched. Hero in a good position, Soulkey with a bit of a bank. Here it is, the Mothership.
Mothership indeed. I heard that in Legacy of the Void they're going to introduce the Fathership, which actually has several abilities like Planet Cracker back into the game. It's going to be sick. You remember Planet Cracker, right? And Time Warp, where like you see the battle report where like a ton of missiles started shooting, the Mothership just bullets up the shield,
yeah.
All the missiles just get grabbed. That was sick, man. That's the Fathership ability.
Nah, I'm fine without it.
I like it, man. That was sick.
I'm good. No need, sorry. Top left is being attacked and taken down. No 5th base for Hero here. At least not now. Oh, actually, he saves it. Look at that.
He didn't target. He didn't target, so the Zerglings actually attacked Stalkers to die.
It was just started. Taking it down would actually have been too much of a problem.
A Zealot Warp in here rather than Stalker, so he's actually going to have to run past these spines to do an attack at the base here.
Soulkey's bank without the gas doesn't do him much good.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot more gas than this.
What time is Hero using to attack? Yeah, 127 supply against 115. He's in 4 bases, taking the 5th. He's getting additional upgrades, preparing for the late game with those extra gateways. We talked a little bit about in the early matches how important the extra production for the Protoss is later on.
Yeah, he catches the Lings again, just consistently being able to do that. This 2 Templar drop could kill a lot of drones. Storms are ready. But the siege up is good. The problem is that there's no support for these broods, and they will be surrounded and killed systematically by Hero. And all the storm drops are good.
I'm actually not so sure if they stay up there. There's not a lot that Hero can do.
Actually, you're quite right. Wow. He doesn't have a Mothership nearby, so This is a pretty sick position for Broodlords that I don't think we've yet seen.
But the thing is, Hero could just attack because the Broodlord's out of position and build a Void Ray or two in his main base in the Stargate.
Yeah, he's going for an attack over here. Good feedbacks. Oh my god!
Wow, that was kicking your opponents in the nuts when he was already on the ground.
Yeah, man.
These force fields, these feedbacks were actually crazy.
Those feedbacks are those were worse than some of the things I've seen on Team Liquid, man. Those were crazy. They did so much damage.
Seriously, Hero, Chrono boost the Void Ray. You have the Stargate. There are only Broodlords. Force your opponent to attack, to defend at the bottom left, and get just one Void Ray. That's
he wants the Vortex instead, it looks like, with the way he's moving his mothership around. He's struggling to break through here. The spines are still holding a little bit longer.
Half of his army is out of position. Where did those Stalkers go? They're suddenly on the way to the top left, but why? There was just no reason. Now they're coming back.
Sulky with great decision making here, and Hero's he's not stopping him with the Void Ray you described. And he's making Archons here, but that's not going to be useful. Well, why is he doing this? He's trying to go for the Vortex here, but it's not going to work. Is he crazy?
He's trying to escape right now.
And he will. There's no way the Archons are going to be able to attack these Broodlords now. Oh, wow. Barely gets a Vortex off here. The Stalker's trying to close in. But he's set up. And wow. Sulky, man. Like I said, he's playing with the same resiliency Hero showed last game.
Hero's basically looking at this and is like, wait, what? And I've never seen this before. How to deal with this?
Yeah, this is actually like Guardians in StarCraft 1.
There is the Void Ray. Thank you.
Well, there's no need to thank me, man. It's all up to Hero here.
Yeah, but this is a very late Void Ray as well.
Yeah.
And still, Hero has a lot of bases. Still to the top left, 4 bases against 5. Well, his natural is gone, but there weren't that many mineral patches left anyways.
Yeah, Sulky needs another base, and he needs it fast. He's actually starting to lose some of his harvesters to his base to the south as well as these Stalkers.
Hero is stabilizing at this point. He was, for some moments, he was really looking shaken, but now he is stabilizing, and the Void Ray is now out. But the Templar Archive is going to die.
Yeah, losing that Templar Archive is really important. It means no more Archons, and finally the Void Ray we've talked about, it's here.
Hell, it's about time.
Yeah, man. Waiting for that beta still, but the Void Ray is here. And he's taking out more and more Stalkers, actually. I don't even know why he's keeping these Stalkers here. He's just letting the Void Rays do, or the Broodlords do more damage.
The Mothership could actually just move into a position here, but he is attacked on the 3rd base.
Oh, he knurls it! And he can do the Vortex! He does! I cannot believe it! Oh, how did he allow this to happen? How?
Man, Hero paying attention to the Void Ray at the top, and now suddenly the Vortex. Enough energy in just a few seconds for another Vortex, though. He needs 20 additional. Hero is at 186 supply against 159. Sulky is playing a really annoying style, but on the other hand, he is just making sure that the army is never really able to face Hero. And Hero is still ahead in this game, but this is getting a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think that's an understatement, man. He's going to blink forward here. There's not a lot of support, though. The Infestors are here, but, I mean, where's the rest of the army? He knurls again, though, and the Vortex is good on Hero's army.
I cannot believe that Hero fell for the same trap once again. This should definitely not have happened.
It should have never happened.
And suddenly he falls behind and supplies the 146, loses the Mothership. And this is like really going bad. Both of them with roughly the same resources lost. Here comes another blink, and he has the Stalker count. He can make this work.
He can. The Infested Terran's doing some extra damage here. He will eventually break through. That Storm was pretty abysmal, but at the same time, the Stalkers will kill the last of these units. And since the hatchery to the south was killed, Sulky, I mean, even though he killed a lot of Hero's army, he does not have a lot of army. GG.
Hero kills the Broodlings with the Storms, gives support for the Stalkers. And this is just such precise work. At this point, Hero winning the game.